to decide when they die, which means that I can keep Palo around for a good 70, 80 more years. Yeah.
Fair.
And I get to be the one who kills someone. Everyone wins. Everyone wins.
I tuned out for a second there, and I come back to it, and I get to be the one that kills him.
Yeah.
Personally, I think that I think that people just don't do enough to make these kinds of decisions for themselves. Like, I think this is a win-win. Like, everyone secretly wants to be able to kill someone, is all I'm saying. And it's like the best of both worlds.
I don't exactly feel that way.
And we
but
got
go
that
off,
on
I
videotape.
guess.
All right, you know what to do.
What, are you saying that it's just projection on my part when I say that everyone wants to do this thing? No, that's dumb. Obviously, it's untrue.
We? Who is we?
We.
The Nintendo Wii?
I do believe that everyone. Yeah, I believe it. Anyway, who wants to recap where we left off?
So we came to the island of Misfit Toys. Not really, but we came to an island of 3 tribes. We landed our boat and we started doing some scouting. When we came back, we found our boat had been burned to the water line, or was burning to the water line. And we searched the boat and found a treasure chest with a symbol on it that looked like a scale with that was on fire and kind of looked like a meteor. We've deduced that the fire seems to have started from there, and the fire was oddly sentient and was like choosing what it wanted to burn and what it didn't. And then we finally made it back to camp, and we met some of the other Kitsune who were not happy that we were here. They're kind of dicks, at least the guy we spoke to. And now we're going to try to find the Dragonborn to see if they can build us a new boat. See, I can take notes. I don't know why my notes for the other campaign are not working for me, but they work here.
Excellent. So, you guys are going to have to roll survival in order to find your way either to the Dragonborn or the Serpent people.
Well, what's that mean?
You're not coming over?
Oh.
So I guess the question is, because my character said, she tried to get the party an audience with the Savari or whatever. So the question is has she returned to their camp by now?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. We were going to try to get an audience with the Sylvari so that they could get us an audience with the Dragonborn people to get us a boat.
Russian roulette.
We need a boat.
Wait, I thought we were trying to talk to the Savari to figure out what the chest was about.
That too.
That and also you were told that one of the Savari would be able to direct you to the Dragonborn.
Okay.
But yeah, so Lily, as you know her, would actually be waiting outside your tent around the time you wake up.
Kai climbs out of the tiniest sleeping bag you've ever seen. Folds
You
it up,
have a
stuffs
tiny
it in.
little tent too. Sorry.
No. No, I don't have a tiny little tent. I just stuff myself in the corner of someone else's tent.
You got
Anyway,
a
he
whole
packs
bed.
his stuff up and comes out. Lily, was it? Good to see you.
Yeah.
Certainly
Wanted
better
to as
than
well.
the other kitsune we met. Is that guy
That's for
always
sure.
such an asshole, or is it just us that he doesn't like?
I mean, he's always some degree of asshole unless you're in his in group.
Okay.
That makes
What I'm-
sense.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Sorry, did you have something else you wanted to say?
No, that was it.
Okay. Jethro would then ask, so I understand we came here, and we probably wouldn't get the friendliest of welcomes. Is this what everybody is going to be like?
Well, no, the Dragonborn are a little bit excitable, although I don't really talk to them much.
Is there any gifts the serpent folk may like to receive from newcomers?
Well, you know, new books are always appreciated.
I heard, my apologies, I'm a little out of it today. You said something about
I said new books are always appreciated.
okay, new books, got it. Suppose we could see if there's any spare books from the camp we can bring.
Well, anything that was on the ship is burnt to cinders and soaked at the bottom of the ocean now.
Perhaps, but they may have gotten something in the camp.
Should we bring a book each?
I would advise such.
Well, if you have something interesting, certainly.
I think most of the books I have are about ecology and wildlife.
Well, if it's about ecology and wildlife that's not found here, I suppose that would be interesting enough. After all, the one that I'm probably going to bring you to is the Lore Keeper.
The only books I carry are my formula book, which I'm not parting with, but I would allow them to copy, and a book of basic handicrafts.
I mean,
Can work.
I have a journal, but it's mostly just melodramatic musings. I don't think they'd find that very entertaining.
Well, you know, as with anything, you should probably leave that opinion up to the person you're offering to.
I just wouldn't call it a book, per se.
Percy Jackson, I love that book.
Right.
I couldn't help it. I have no self-restraint.
Now then, is it just going to be you lot, or are any of your other guests coming along?
I think it's just gonna be us.
Well, very well. Just, well, I'll try to point things out to you while we go. I will warn that there are certainly a few venomous traps around the village.
There's a few what around the village? Traps?
Venomous traps.
Why are they venomous? Never mind, don't answer that.
Well,
How do we best go about avoiding these traps?
if I say don't trip yourself on the tripwire, you listen.
Dan,
Good
you had
enough.
the perfect chance. You could have just said, "Don't walk anywhere I haven't walked first."
That's fair.
I wouldn't want you setting yourself up for bait just for our sake. Although you probably know where the traps are, so that's a silly thought of mine, I suppose.
I mean, put simply, you want to keep traps around the places that you live because you never know when one of the jungle's predators are going to be trying to get into the village and ruin your day. But just a keen eye should be sufficient to spot them.
Okay.
So, do you have everything you need? I can't necessarily guarantee you're going to be able to get anything more than what you can perhaps negotiate for within various villages.
You
I
know,
have everything I need.
give me a second. I'm gonna go see if Lavina has any books she'd be willing to part with.
Oh, that's a good one.
Well, I suppose Jethro is going to go poke Lavina.
Yup.
Kai is going to go with him since he also does not have any books.
All right, roll diplomacy for Lavina.
Okay.
Okay, now I've got this working. Sorry, my computer has been a bit slow when it comes to Firefox, but I got everything working again finally.
My Firefox was like that for a while too.
It gets that way when I don't pet it enough. That's what I call updates, because that it makes it work better.
I would laugh a little more, but I think I would send me a coughing fit.
All right, make your pitch, Jethro.
Lavina, I figured you'd have some books on you about interesting engineering theories or particular projects you've been working on, and I We've been talking with Lily, and she said that the Savari would appreciate gifts of knowledge, and this would take the form of books, and I was hoping you might lend me one.
Lavina thinks
I'm
on
sure.
this for a moment. So it's going to someone who cares about books then.
Yes. From what I understand, they're always seeking to learn new things, and I'm sure you have a lot to teach them.
She she seems to think on this for a moment before she whispers something to Galebot, who for whom a compartment in their side opens up, revealing a rather large and somewhat dusty tome. She pulls it out, and it seems to have a bunch of arcane diagrams on the cover. When I was building Galebot, frequently made a um I frequently made had to reference this book. I don't think I could have made her without it. So, yeah, this is probably the most important book I own.
And you're sure about giving this to them as a gift?
Well, if it's to show the people here a sign of good faith, I imagine that someone who really cares will understand.
Okay. I will do that. He'll accept the book graciously, and then
Just take
carefully
good
put it
care
into
of
his
it.
pack.
I've owned that book for a pretty long time, and I actually got it signed by one of the great magical theorists of my day.
Oh, who was that?
Oh, well, it was Raina.
Hmm.
And uh, how long have you had it?
She opens her mouth to answer, but then seems to think better of it for some strange reason. Maybe some other time.
Don't worry, I understand.
I looks completely confused.
Lavina just gives a thumbs up.
Thank you again. I appreciate this a lot. And perhaps if I find any books of theirs that I think might interest you, perhaps I'll get something back for you.
Greatly appreciated. It would be so cool to have a book that's all about that helps me upgrade Killbot.
I is writing this down.
Well, that's all sorted. I thank you once again, and we shall be heading out.
Okie doke. As a note, she fishes out um she fishes out something that looks like a star with a lightning bolt running through it. Jethro would recognize this as the um as the Star Knights logo.
Would he know what the particular object does, or does he just recognize the logo?
Just recognize the logo.
Jethro will accept it, looking it over. What does this do?
Think of it as a compass. It'll help you find your way back if you get lost.
Jethro tests the compass part by spinning around in place.
Oh, it's just a star. It just looks like something that you would pin on your shirt.
Oh. Jethro kind of like spins it around, looking for the lightning bolt to do something. This doesn't work like a normal compass, does it?
No, it works when people get lost.
Oh. Well, if I get lost, I'll remember to pull it out.
Basically, it'll help if you have to find your way back and for whatever reason you've had to move.
You said it looks like it was designed to be pinned to clothing, right?
Yeah.
Jethro will pin it to his shirt now.
Just keep in mind, it'll only work for you.
Oh. I just me.
It's attuned so that it only works for Star Knights. It was a tool developed in more violent times to avoid enemies having a way to find our camps.
I see.
Still has some uses today, though.
Hoping we won't need it, but, contingencies and all.
That's the spirit.
You never know what's gonna happen. Especially in this place.
Well, that's why we come prepared. If you come prepared for every eventuality, it doesn't matter which of them plays out.
That's true. Though, I can't say I'm smart enough to prepare for all of them, let alone most of them, but we do what we can.
Some people fire the bullets and others call the shots.
Well, good thing for me, I brought plenty of those too.
She goes back to her work. Tuning up Galebot.
Jethro will wave goodbye before going back to the rest of the party with Kai.
So then, what will you do?
Returning back to the rest of the group. Well,
Well, no,
if
the
we're
rest.
all ready to go.
Oh yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go
Sorry,
ahead.
I misheard that. Don't worry about me.
So I guess my question is as well: will Myra need to roll survival to know the path back to the Savari village?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna hero point that. There we go.
What? It's not like there's a danger of rolling low survival. Come on.
Right?
What do you mean? Of course there is. It just happened.
A new challenger appears.
Well, for whenever the party is ready to follow her, that's my role.
Please, lead the way, madam.
Yeah, Jethro will follow up the rear, just scanning as they go.
I kind of floats overhead.
All right, you managed to, despite the dangers of the poison jungle, find your way to the Safari Village. Oop. Get yoinked.
I hath been yoinked.
Okay. So, as they arrive, Lily will direct the party over to one particular house to. So you'll see her. Sorry, you'll see her kind of just come down here and head to the front of the house over here. But when you arrive, you'll see it's while there is definitely a large snake shrine in the center of this small valley. Um, you can see some houses built at the various levels around in the valley. Some crafted with bamboo, having vines and leaves around them. Some of them seem to be crafted instead out of stone, as mossy as they are with the stone. It's not entirely clear right off the bat why there seems to be this diversity in building styles.
Interesting. I've never seen a place with so many different architectural differences between buildings.
Lily will just say, she'll just say, if they want to tell you why that is, I suppose I'll leave that up to them. Um, she'll beckon the party over to the house that she went to, though. Are you with us, Paolo?
Yes, if I'm muted, I'm here. I'm just staying muted for the most part because I keep coughing.
No, that's fine. You just weren't touching any of your tokens. I wanted to check.
I'm also having issues loading the fucking game. It keeps getting stuck on 98%.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Try restarting Firefox.
I'm not using Firefox, I'm using Edge, and I already reloaded the page multiple times.
Oh, I don't
Because
recommend Baldi.
it was really laggy on Firefox, so I switched to using Edge.
Did you do the Control F5, which clears the cache?
Just did that. Hopefully that did something. We'll find out in a minute.
Okay.
Either way, once she's kind of directed the party to which house she wants them to go to, she's going to herself go in, but also gesture for the party to wait outside for a second.
Party would notice. Actually, no. Don't worry about that yet.
Okay.
I'm worrying about it.
So naturally, as far as Myra is doing, Myra is doing, she's going inside and talking to Isavari inside the house, mentioning that she's brought some outsiders who are hoping to figure out about a certain symbol and also find their way around.
Give me a minute.
Okay.
Is everybody still here?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
If you
Okay, just
ever plan
wanted
to
to
something
check my
else.
shit. Didn't-
You are all breaking up. Half of you are. So much so that I don't know who was talking. All I know is Paolo wasn't breaking up. Wow. Death. I see how it is.
Can you hear me?
We should actually probably reset the region thing. Because there have been a few, like, breaks.
Sure, 1 second.
Holy crap, that lag, by the way.
Oh,
Oh, I was kind of wondering when that was going to happen.
Well, they switched regions, so that causes everybody to force rejoin.
Yeah.
I guess we'll see if this works better.
let us hope.
Okay, so what do you do with the party?
Well, I had asked one last question in DMs.
Sure.
Okay. There will be a brief moment, but then you'll see her stick her hand out and beckon for the party to come inside.
We all squish our way in.
I guess I'll drag Kai over because yeah. It's okay. I
Yeah.
understand. You made a character so small you can't see their token on the map.
Yeah. There we go. I take up like a quarter of a normal square.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Once the party comes in, Lily will just say, "Well, everyone, this is Cladis. They are the lore keeper, and is also why I suggested bringing books."
A pleasure to make your acquaintance, madam.
Keeper of lore. Interesting. A pleasure to meet your acquaintance.
I wish to offer this field guide of flora and fauna from our home continent. I hope you can find it interesting.
Does Jethro do the same?
Yes, he produces the arcane book, dusting it a little before handing it over. A book of arcane knowledge from the from the reign of our continent.
You'd hear Gladys say, I see that the spirits have brought many books from all over.
Gale pulls his book of handicrafts out. Guide to Shipsman's Handicrafts. He hands it over. There it is.
Seeker steps forward and offers a book. I offer to you a tome on many of the fauna from my homeland, both rare and common.
Gladys would ask, I wonder what the spirits would ask of me in exchange for all of this wonderful knowledge. You'd note that they don't seem to eat, that they do not seem to make eye contact with any of you.
Out of character, we brought the chest with us, right?
No, you brought a
Sprout-
sketch of it.
Yes, Sprout has a decent sketch.
If you don't want to do the talking because of your throat, I can.
I would prefer that, please.
Kai
The
pulls
more I
out the
talk, the
sketch
more I lose
that
my voice.
Sprout made. A chest was placed onto our ship that caused a great conflagration. This symbol was on it. We were wondering if you have any knowledge of it.
Gladys seems to examine the chest as if it's the sketch as if it's appeared out of thin air. They retrieve a book from their shelf. A list of omens and portents from the wayward sister. They thumb through it for a few minutes. Before setting it down on a very, very small table. It shows an image of a scale falling on fire as if a meteor. You take a closer look at the book. Or rather, who would approach it?
I suppose Jethro will volunteer.
I'm willing to as well, depending on the check.
Kai will also approach since he was the one doing the talking.
Okay. There we go.
Is there some check we need to make? Or
Both
Believe
of
the check.
you, let's see. Give me a moment. Both of you roll stealth.
Everybody roll stealth.
No, just the two of you.
Okay.
Hidden.
No. For once, it can be public.
I am gonna hero point that.
Jethro is very sneaky.
Gosh darn right. I was born for this.
Or it could not give me my hero point. There we go.
Okay, Jethro. Roll deception at advantage.
May I provide aid?
No.
When you use a hero point, you take the higher roll, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So
It's a
29.
fortune effect. Okay. It seems to be a story about a dragon who happened to bully many others. However, Jethro sees something different when they read it. There you go. There you go.
Yep, thank you. After taking a moment to read it, Jethro will simply say, odd.
You can make something of this, Jethro?
Do you have any other books from this author?
I sense the spirits ask things I have not.
I see. Do you know where I could perhaps find something more?
This one has too long been away from the library. Perhaps it has books that she may find comforting if she went to visit and read up more.
Do you know where a library is that we could find?
This one's favorite library was always watched over by Daikitsu's faithful. They were so clever when they came to collecting various tomes.
Uh, should I roll to see if Myra knows which library this is?
Yeah, that would be society.
Damn. Okay. Actually, would Kitsunor also work? Or Kitsunelor?
Sure.
Only asking because it's a little higher. There we go.
Okay. Myra would be aware that of a library known as the Graceful Harvest. Sometimes which has multiple shrines dedicated to Daikitsu, suggesting that its founders were extremely reverent of the god.
Okay. Does she know roughly where to go to find it?
Yes.
Okay. Um, the party then will just notice Myra seem to nod slowly for a moment and say, "Ah, I think I remember where that is."
Ah, well, then I think that would be our next stop. Unless anyone of the spirits here has another question for the lore keeper.
Jethro just asked, "Do you mind if I hold on to this book for a while?"
The spirits are welcome to take the book where it needs to go.
Myra will then also ask, "Would you like to accompany us to said library?"
This one is far too much work to wander on fanciful journeys alongside the spirits.
Understood. Well, then I suppose a more important request would be, would you like me to bring back any books for this one?
This one would be most pleased to find a more comprehensive book of the gods and goddesses of the world.
I'll do my best.
Would you be able to potentially allow us to meet with the Dragonkin? We heard your influence would be welcome in this regard.
Say again?
Once we complete this task, would you be able to assist us in potentially meeting with the Dragonkin? We hear that you would be the best person for this task, if it is not too much.
Hmm. I am reminded of many traits with the Dragonkin. They are very cooperative when you have the right tools. I can't help but reminisce that how much they seem to want better camouflage suited to the dungeons.
So camouflage for the dungeons. I see. Thank you.
Jethro will thank Gladys for the book before putting it away and wishing them farewell before he heads for the library.
Um, Myra would just say, "Well, I suppose we can look at some more books. I mean, I have my own camouflage for the dungeons, but it's not like all the Dragonborn are necessarily made of plants."
This one must lay to rest. So, perhaps the spirits have lingered too long.
Certainly, I will guide them on their way. You are much appreciated as always, goddess.
The
Spirits, thank
gratitude
you.
of the
Sorry.
gratitude of the spirits is always appreciated.
So with that, Mara will lead the party a little bit away from the village again, beckoning them somewhat along, more shrub covered areas and stuff like that, as if to be a bit stealthier.
As they leave the village, Gubain will look to Jethro. Care to share with the class what the book seemingly told you about, or
What I know of what Raina told me is that she didn't want me saying what the name of that symbol was. Even mentioning it was seen as a curse. Now, the book didn't say anything about the entity behind the symbol, but I fear saying their name will invoke a similar wrath on us. Although, from what I've read, it seems we already have a target on our back.
to be expected? I believe, since saying the name of this entity is a bad idea, we shall simply refer to it as the rat.
Jethro just kind of looks around for a second to make sure they're not about to be smited before turning back to Gubain. Yeah, the rat. I don't think is associated with any of the peoples here. All I know is whoever wrote this book has something else for us, but we have to find more of their work in order to figure out how to avoid our impending doom.
Somehow I have a feeling this is exactly what happened with the previous expedition. Do we think the rat is the same one that our dearest leader has that bet with, or is this an outside force?
Can't say for sure. There's so many other dangerous things on this island. Anything could have gotten that last expedition.
It's a bit coincidental, no?
I don't like coincidence as much as you do, but I'm not going to make any strong statements before we learn more about this thing.
I suppose I can agree.
Especially because there are other dangers we need to look out for as well.
Miss Mira, did you mention that you had seen some people wearing similar emblems?
Yes, but as I said, I don't necessarily know much about it.
Had to keep an eye out for them whenever we visit the villages and keep a wide berth.
I don't like this one bit. I've heard of entities that you're not supposed to speak their names. They're never good.
Indeed, hence the reason why we're referring to it as the rat, derogative.
Indeed.
Don't you think it's a bit dangerous referring to them by such a creature?
In general, these types of entities are dangerous to begin with.
It already wants to kill us.
I'm hoping whatever code word we came up for it is enough to not invoke any of its wrath.
Well, technically, it doesn't have an omnitrix, possibly.
I have a feeling if it were to invoke its wrath, you would already know. Or at the very least, will know shortly.
Unfortunately, it's a sliding scale because its wrath is invoked on us, and we're going to die if we don't figure out how to stop it.
I can never be this petty as a deity.
I'm sure you wouldn't, but there are deities for everything.
So it would seem.
One moment.
Anyway, I could not help but make that reference. I'm so sorry, but also no, I'm not. And I will do it again.
That's okay, I wouldn't have understood the reference anyway.
But you need to be able to understand wrath. Wrath is magical. Wrath will tell you something. And then beat the shit out of you. But they will tell you something first. Okay, I need a few minutes break, so 5-minute break.
Understandable.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Huh,
Paolo's alive again.
I've been here.
Well, yeah, you can be somewhere and dead simultaneously. I learned that from graveyards.
True.
Anyway, it looks like we're going to need a survival roll.
Yeah, since Myra was the one who volunteered that she had a rough idea, I'll roll.
You will now, will you?
I will.
Nice.
Fuck, it is so hard to keep my eyes open for some reason.
Do we need to stop? If you need to get some rest, I don't want you to get sick.
It's alright, I'll get rest tomorrow.
Eepy treepy, I'm so sleepy.
That was me earlier. I had to fucking take a nap.
Yeah, I kept being like, okay, I'm gonna just take a nap, and then I just kept putting that off for some reason. And I didn't even get a Zara Aura, or a t-shirt, or a hat. Especially a hat that says, "Women love me, fish fear me."
I saw that image.
Wasn't it
Or-
great?
Yeah.
See, the joke is that I'm a cat. I understand that my humor is too high level.
No, I got
It
it.
is.
I just my brain is not braining right now.
Well, the joke is I saw that earlier on my FA, so I know what that reference is.
Okay. All right. Where's the map?
One sec. Need to toggle the thingy and drop some tokens in.
Have I ever mentioned I fucking hate Google's AI so much?
I hate clankers, I really do.
Yeah, the Google AI is terrible. They updated my phone to replace the normal Google Assistant with it, and it removed features. I can no longer ask Google Assistant to make a phone call or go to one of my points of interest that I have saved in my Google Maps.
It is so annoying. So I had a moment and forgot that that Galarian Yamask evolves into um Runerigus, not Configurigus, and it's like, oh, let me please explain to you how this is actually the Pokemon that it evolves into. And I'm like, I just want the fucking evolution method. I don't care. It's like I
Yeah, no.
literally just do not give a shit.
The only thing I use Google Assistant for is so that I can make hands-free commands to my phone while I'm driving, and now I can't do that.
Yeah.
Literally making my phone less safe.
I wish every executive who is making these AIs a very happy go fuck yourself.
Wait, is this the first clip of a YouTube video that's actually going to be useful to me? Holy shit.
So we're waiting for somebody to do something, or
The Stargales are toying with the map for a second.
The map is up, but a certain other token isn't ready yet. Almost done.
Okay.
But you'll be able to see the map in the navigation now.
I'll wait. Okay, we'll be starting back in a second then. I will never understand why they translated hop to splash. That's not even like censorship.
I beg thine pardon?
In Pokemon, the move Splash is supposed to just be Hop, and that's why Hoppip learns it despite not being a fish.
What? I agree. Why would I can't think of anything like that hop could be used for, and like I
Yeah, just wait until they have to explain to kids what you put weed into.
child, I'm here to teach you about the bong.
I was just gonna say that you put weed into a hopper.
Oh my god, like the game Minecraft.
You know, I know so little about Minecraft, but I guess now I learned that.
Yep.
There are hoppers in Minecraft, yes.
You've never played the hit game Minecraft by Mojang Studios?
Oh, I've played it several times. I just quit it really quickly.
Valid.
If it makes you feel better, everybody does. It just takes between 1 and 2 weeks.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Okay, just need to upload this now.
Wait, does it have to take damage from someone else?
Come in.
God damn it. So much for trying to cheat the system.
I'm back.
Greetings.
My mom was letting me know that we needed to turn the heater on.
Good to hear.
But did you turn the heater on?
Well, the problem is when you turn the heater on, it makes the room with all of my computers and stuff in it unbearably hot if the door is shut. But it's fine. She's not going to turn it on until after the game is over, so I can deal with it then.
Okay. Wow, I just went under the wrong bridge, and that's why cheating the system didn't work. Rude. Why is this Pokemon obsessed with bridges? This is the most autistic ghost I've ever met.
Yeah,
Not
I feel
autistic
like
enough.
Minecraft
Something
requires a
simple.
specific kind of autism to be enjoyable.
Also
It's an-
mods, probably.
Yeah, well, mods. The mods are what give it the appeal for me. Although since I have Satisfactory now, I really I just prefer Satisfactory to Minecraft mods.
I like Satisfactory. We should play sometime, but not tomorrow because we have to play Dragon Wilds tomorrow.
Damn.
And you should join us for that.
You should play the hit game Vintage Story.
But that doesn't have dragons in it, probably.
It does not, sadly. It does have a giant bird.
Hallow, you should play Dragon Wilds with us.
I think I have that.
Perhaps
installed,
when I
though.
can buy it and to just blow a bunch of money on Christmas presents.
Is that RuneScape?
Yeah, I have it installed already.
Technically
Yeah.
it's RuneScape. It's like it's a survival version of RuneScape,
I see.
but it's fun. Well, RuneScape is fun too, though. Hallow, we need to get you Dragon Wilds then.
My problem with RuneScape is I get bored with it if I don't have anyone to play with, and y'all are always off doing other stuff.
Yeah, that's understandable. But
I'd say
hey,
I'm sorry
Dragon
to hear
Wilds
that.
were all the same level.
Otherwise, RuneScape just kind of feels like chore simulator to me.
I play it for the story, so it never felt like a chore. Anyway, you arrive at the most verdant library that you have ever seen. Also the most abandoned.
If Maria was here. Oh, another library.
Is the library supposed to be empty?
You know, I haven't really been here very often. So, admittedly, I don't know. Although some of the rumors say that it was run by like wild foxes, so maybe they're just in hiding.
Was the library in like public? Like, was it in a town, or did we just kind of like find it in the middle of the forest?
The entrance was um the entrance was hidden in the forest.
Okay.
You know, I'm not much of a book nerd, but normally libraries are in the middle of towns, right?
I mean, you don't exactly find much in the way of towns and cities here. I mean, they exist, but I don't imagine they're anything like what you're used to.
He raises a fair point.
Yeah, I suppose we're just gonna have to not treat things like they're normal while we're here.
I mean, maybe this library has some divine significance.
They did say it was run by the followers of. I can't remember the god's name off the top of my head, but it's the
Daikitsu,
Daikitsu.
Well, there you go.
which, for the record, I am one such follower of Daikitsu.
It's not uncommon for places like that of religious significance to be separate from common folk.
Indeed. Let's hope that the curators of this archive are as friendly as those were in town.
You know, I know libraries aren't typically bustling, but I'd hope they wouldn't be so empty.
Roll perception.
All of us?
Secret?
All of you.
I assume this is again something hidden.
Yes. You hear a voice ring out and say, "Who says this library is abandoned?" Goobane would recognize that it's coming from around here.
You must be one of the curators. Greetings. We have no intentions of causing issues.
I, upon hearing this, shoots straight up towards the ceiling.
Calm down there, Scooby.
I didn't sign up for any haunted libraries.
It's
It's
not
rude to
haunted.
assume someone's dead just before you haven't even seen them.
Fair.
While the voice seems to be coming from the tree, you don't see anywhere. You don't see anyone there.
Kai gathers his courage and flies over to the tree. This
Roll
one?
perception again. Yeah.
Boy, you lot. It's not nice to sneak up on people like that.
To be fair,
Says
we did
out of
enter
character.
unannounced.
Says the pirate.
Myra will just say, well, personally, I'm glad that it isn't abandoned. It would be nice to have a librarian to show us around.
Agreed.
Each of you roll nature.
My one weakness.
I am actually trained in that.
Oh, I think Sprout wins.
Damn, okay.
I forgot to hide that. Oh well.
I didn't
It's
see
okay,
shit.
we all forgot.
I will speak for Sprout since Palo's voice is death right now. There's no librarian in there. There's just, well, it's called a parrot plant. It it imitates people's voices and sounds just like them. In proper form, the creature just says, it imitates people's voices and sounds just like them.
Ah, so it does. What a nice.
Be fun to
Huh.
keep in a pod on a ship. We get lots of laughs out of that.
Damn, now I
Jethro,
Oh, God.
Jethro just walks up to the tree and says, "My voice is louder than your voice."
Jethro, please do not antagonize the curators of this establishment.
The creature talks again. I'll have you know, this library is very well managed.
Of course it is. Otherwise, everything would not be so neat and clean.
Wait, is this still the parrot plant talking, or
Yes.
a little snippy for ficus there? He hovers in circles around the plant, trying to figure out where the sound is coming from out of it.
It seems to have a mouth, even though its most of its body seems to be fused with the tree.
You know what? Myra will attempt to speak with plants to see if she can actually, understand more than just things that it's repeating. In which case, she will ask, um, "Are you in? Is the library run by plants?" And I'll roll diplomacy.
If you would like aid with that, I would be willing to try, but I don't know if I can.
No, because I'm using the speak with plants feat, so you'll hear her switch to that to a language that nobody knows here.
Start speaking with leaves.
As long as the trees don't start speaking Vietnamese, I think we're fine.
Indeed.
There you go.
Oh. She'll just raise an eyebrow. And then in the same language she'll say, or actually I'll type that in secret chat.
As you wish.
I'm probably the worst person for this. I don't know what we're looking for.
Pat pulls out his notebook. Well, let's see. We need another book from the same author as the book that our comrade there has.
Jethro will pull out the book to read the author's name.
What is the author's name, if you don't mind, oh master of dungeons?
Oh,
1 second.
he. Wow, I hope I am not losing my voice.
Right. One
Sorry.
more question.
The
Go on. No.
oh. Um. Sorry. The the book's author, instead of a name, just said where there should be a name, just says the Wanderer. Or sorry, the Wandering Writer. My bad.
A wandering writer. Well, at least we know what their profession is.
We've also gotten requests from various people for a book that could contain upgrades for Galebot. A comprehensive guide to the gods, and possibly a book that could teach someone about camouflage in dungeons.
Well, I'll take a look for the camouflage one.
I can search for the one about the gods.
I'm fairly proficient in crafting. I can look for the upgrades for Galebot. So now time to split the entire party so we get jumped individually.
Correct.
Okay. I guess hopefully that's the last question.
Okay. Suddenly you see a figure emerge not from shadows, but from nothingness. They have a very large hat and seem very fox-like and sparkly.
I will just give them a look over and then squint and then look really confused. It's like there's a range of emotions going on with her all at once. Then she finally says 2 questions. 1, are you secretly a dragon? 2, do I have wings?
I might be, and you might.
Well, I
I
suppose
see
the
you have
latter
an
question.
approximate knowledge on many things.
You may have to try a bit harder to convince them to answer, honestly.
Right?
Kai turns and looks at Lily, trying to figure out what the fuck they mean by "do I have wings?"
Lily does not seem to say anymore, and then, but she'll just sigh at the response and say, "All right, follow up. If the latter is true, does it bother you?"
is just staring with wide eyes.
Maybe it's a local greeting.
Obviously, it's some sort of code word to see if you're in the group.
Sprout takes a deep sigh.
She reaches into her tail and into her incredibly floofy tail, and then pulls out a book, thumbing through it for a moment. You know, one of my favorite books was actually written by someone who talked about what it's like to sprout wings.
Lily seems to visibly relax at that response.
You might find it comforting.
Yes, indeed. Perhaps such a book would be worth a read.
She offers the book to. She offers. She offers the book to Myra.
Myra will accept it. And since she knows that she has more things to do, she'll give it a quick look over, at least like table of contents, forward, stuff like that. Or as she peers into the book, she says, "Huh, very worth a read." And then she'll offer a polite bow in response.
She returns the bow. So, you've come to this wonderful library for something, perhaps sadly, not to spend the next several weeks reading one book after another. So, I suppose the question would be, why not?
Mostly because I need.
Unfortunate.
Oh, go ahead.
Unfortunately, duty calls.
Well, yeah, but what duty is so great that it actually trumps out spending several weeks inside a library studying up on one book after another.
Myra will say, in my case, it's actually delivering a book to a friend of mine.
Uh, in my case, it's avoiding a rather lengthy prison sentence.
Fortunate.
The first one's at least an honorable task.
Unfortunately, fate has put a target on our backs, and according to our compatriot over there, unless we continue to seek out the works of one known as the Wandering Writer, we may soon leave this mortal coil.
Yeah, can't read if you're dead. At least not that I'm aware of.
I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of afterlife libraries. Or this could also be a special library where, after you become a petitioner, your soul could come here instead.
I mean, there are worse things that one could get than an afterlife of reading books, I suppose.
Worse, I can hardly think of a better thing.
Although I suppose that does prompt the question, is this a place you can go after you die?
No, not quite. But I will say one thing. I think that the special treasure of books, besides the incredible stories they tell, is the lack of discrimination. They won't beat you up or judge you for how you're born, or if you are too weak.
Well, perhaps I should take up reading in my spare time. Certainly would give me something to do in my jail cell should I survive whatever monstrosity is chasing us.
A
I
friend
think
of
you are a
mine,
little worried about a prison cell that is far, far away.
one of my librarians once said that a book is like a magical garden that you can hold inside your pocket. That said, she pulls out another book from her tail. I do have the most fantastic recipe guide written by the same author.
Recipe guide? By the Wandering Rider, I suppose.
Yeah. She wrote all sorts of books. So there's one that she basically recorded every recipe she found while traveling the entirety of the world. Some of them don't make
She.
sense though, but yes.
Do you know this writer?
Uh, I'm very familiar with their work. I've read most of their books from cover to cover. I like to think I've even read all of their books from cover to cover, but you never know. Books always seem to pop up.
Then maybe you know why we're trying to find all of their books. Then maybe you don't.
Well, I imagine to read them. Books contain a treasure trove of knowledge and a ton of different secrets. You would be so incredibly surprised by the things that you can find when you read between different books. Sometimes one just doesn't do the message justice.
That is
Maybe.
fair.
Can
Although
I do an insight check?
Yes, you can.
Myra will then ask, so I don't suppose that the books you keep here might have as many secrets as the dungeons? Or perhaps the same secrets?
I am also rolling an insight check into this person.
It's hard to see through what they might be thinking, but whatever it is, it seems to be terribly funny to them as they haven't dropped an incredibly large grin since you entered, or at least since you first saw them.
May I see it?
Uh, see what?
The recipe book, madam.
She pulls out. She starts flipping through different books until eventually she pulls the recipe book and opens it. This is the most incredible thing. It's called a cake, and people eat them to celebrate things. Isn't that amazing?
You've never heard of a cake before?
Well, of course I have. I read it in the book.
Not to argue with
Ye-
her assessment.
I mean, the cakes are very amazing. I'm just surprised that you've never had one before.
That prompts another question. This is out of character, though. Has Myra had a cake?
Probably not, given everything that you wrote about your character.
Yeah, that's fair. But are cakes a thing, at least among the kitsune?
Yes.
Okay. I will say, actually, I've never had a cake, although I've seen them.
Well, then we should bake a cake.
It's
Do
an
you
easy
have a
thing to bake a pretty cake.
Do you have a kitchen?
Uh, Not quite. But I have a kiln.
Do you have ingredients?
How hot does the kiln get?
Well, the kiln can reach anywhere up to about 2,000 degrees.
Oh, we
That's
won't.
probably too much to bake a cake, I'm gonna be honest.
I mean, we
Well,
don't have.
it could also go as low as 100 degrees.
Okay, never mind, that'll do.
Well,
It's
if
a
we don't,
very well built kiln.
well, if we don't have a
Uh,
cake tin, then we could maybe shape the cake dough using a potter's wheel, which would be a very interesting endeavor.
If you can shape your cake dough like clay, you've done something horribly wrong.
No,
If you're
that sounds like you've had like you found an incredible spell, and I want to research it. It would belong in a book.
It sounds like you put too much damn flour in the dough.
If your kiln is not well built, are you concerned about burning down your lovely library?
They said it was well built.
Ah, my apologies, I misheard.
Oh, don't worry about it. The library is mostly fireproof.
Mostly?
Well, nothing's entirely fireproof.
Except for fire, maybe.
No, even fire is vulnerable to backfires. I read about that in another book. So you can put out a fire with another fire.
In very specific circumstances, I assure you.
Well, that means that fire is also not fireproof, though.
My
Admittedly,
brain hurts.
the only thing I've personally found that seems to be immune to almost all types of fire is pie.
I must research this pot.
Well, it's a string of numbers, and I've seen some of the fire mages writing it around their ritual circles. It's kind of weird.
That is weird.
Pyromancers.
Ah,
I'm not gonna say it.
May I borrow
Mostly
the
because I don't know what kind of mage makes out with pies.
May I borrow the Wanderer's recipe book if that is of no issue?
Sure. She offers it. It is very, very large. It is easily as if you put your hand, if you stood your hand out, it is bigger than your hand.
You will take it with two hands and move to the nearby table to begin pondering through it.
I memorized the cake recipe though. Tell you what, if you stay a day, I will bake you a cake.
I think we do have a day to spare. Also, we are looking for some other books. So,
While you're in this library, given how hidden the entrance was, you're probably safe from whatever enemies you seem to have already made.
Now you said something.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to find this place unless you really like to read.
Oh, trust me, I do. There's one thing that I definitely agree with you on: books don't discriminate.
Either way, all we need to do is find my fellow caretaker. She grows the best cake ingredients except eggs. We need egg substitutes. But she can do that too.
Uh, well, supposedly there's dragons in this library, so. Granted, I haven't really studied on dragon biology. Do they have, like, non fertile eggs like chickens?
No, she doesn't lay the egg. That I don't think. Wait.
That is an uncomfortable question to ask in my presence.
Okay,
Kai
actually, I'm
also
sorry.
looks very uncomfortable at this line of questioning.
No, because my character's literally part dragon, so he's.
Hang on a sec. I think I might have to end early because I just got a horrible stomach cramp.
Okay.
No worries.
Okay. We will pick this up next time.
On
Have a wonderful
Dragon Ball
All right.
Pathfinder.
Bye
Well,
bye. Hasta la vista.